You cannot testify that Johnny Depp was not abused, can you?
After several weeks of testimony, it seems that things have not been going so well for Amber and her legal team. Since the actress was called to testify, everyone in court, Johnny, and the fans noticed inconsistencies in the stories Amber told, when Johnny beat her, physically or sexually abused her, as well as the fake crying and exaggerated grimaces and mime. However, the most interesting thing did not happen when she testified, but when her psychologist was called to the stand. That is where everyone was left speechless by the testimony and the facts that she declared. Do you want to know what she said in full? What was the reaction of Amber and her lawyers? Stay to find out all the details. Amber Heard spoke in court to defend herself against a defamation action brought by her ex-husband, fellow actor Johnny Depp, who claimed she falsely accused him of abusing her. According to Brett Ward, a co-chair of Blank Rome's divorce and family law practice, Heard comes across as more of a performance in a case involving two actors, which could undermine her credibility with a jury. Unfortunately, when she talks about actual incidents of violence, her comments go from victim to actress, and that's a real big problem for her, Ward said. Ward cited comments Heard made while discussing claimed physical assaults by Depp, such as Heard noticing how soiled her carpet was after a smack from Depp pushed her to the ground. He said some of her descriptions of these events tended to sound like a soliloquy. Krista Ramsey, a co-founder of the civil litigation company Ramey Law PC in Los Angeles, concurred. She claimed that the level of detail Heard provided for these assault allegations was not typical of how trauma victims remember their experiences. She claims that most victims have fragmented memories of their encounters. Your mind works to protect you, and so it kind of buries fragments of memories in different parts of your brain. And what you recall doesn't come out normally as a story with a beginning, middle, and end, Ramey said. Depp was excited during Heard's testimony, whilst Heard sat stone-faced for Depp's. The courtroom cameras showed him sketching, laughing at some of Heard's recollections, and nibbling from a pile of gummy bears on the table in front of him. Clearly, Johnny presents a very relaxed idea of himself, as if to say, I don't have to worry, I'm the innocent one here. That strategy would not be recommended to any of Judah Engelmayer's customers, who is the founder of Herald PR and an expert in crisis public relations. However, he believes Depp's emotions are calculated. It's a means of conveying to the jury and his followers at home that Heard's claims should be dismissed. If this was something that he thinks he would get called out on and get in trouble for, he'll be taken more seriously, Engelmayer told Insider. His smiling and laughing and almost looking like it doesn't matter to him, it helps his fan base. It seems that this trial is going to teach us about psychology more than really what it should be, and that is to find out the truth. Heard was able to wrap up her side of the narrative before a week-long break because of the trial's scheduling. She was prepared not to be subjected to cross-examination by Depp's lawyers, giving jurors a week to digest her testimony without interruption. The jury is left with Amber Heard's testimony still ringing in the ears if they find her credible, and if they dwell on that over the coming days, that may be to Miss Heard's advantage. Amber Melville Brown, a media and reputation law specialist at Withers, told Insider when the trial was paused. However, there was a drawback. While the interruption benefited Heard by allowing her testimony to be heard by the jury, it also provided Depp's lawyers more time to review her testimony in preparation for cross-examination, according to Ramey. Heard's legal team, according to Huntley Taylor, did well with the time they had so far. Don Hughes, a professional psychologist who evaluated Heard, testified about the structure of the abuse allegations against Depp, which helped undermine his defense team's story and provided the jury a preview of what they may hear. The psychologist set up a framework for her story, and now Amber Heard is telling it, she said. To believe her would mean the jury would need to believe that Johnny Depp was extremely abusive, both in terms of the types of abuse and the amount. According to Engelmayer, Heard's testimony may appear more trustworthy just because an accomplished psychologist informed the jury so. I think what they're trying to do is, rather than having Amber Heard and her own testimony speak for itself, they want to first have an expert let you know in advance how you should think, he said. However, the testimony of Amber's psychology did not go as she expected because, in one of the questions, she ended up saying that Johnny was the one who received the violence.
I can testify that he had physical acts of violence perpetrated on him as well as psychological aggressive acts perpetrated upon him.
No further questions.
Obviously, Amber's psychologist made a serious mistake, which Johnny's legal team will surely take as evidence or will make it part of his defense to prove his ex-wife guilty. However, already during the new interrogations by Johnny's team towards Amber, things have been getting very interesting.
Sitting here today, Ms. Heard, you still haven't donated the $7 million divorce settlement to charity. Isn't that right?
Incorrect. I pledged the entirety of the
Ms.
settlement,
Heard,
$7 million
that's not
to
my
charity, and
question.
I
Ms. Heard,
intend to
Ms.
fulfill
Heard,
those obligations.
Ms. Heard, that's not my question.
Depp is suing Heard for $50 million in damages after she claimed in a 2018 column for The Washington Post that she had become a public figure representing domestic abuse. Although Depp was not named in the article, his lawyers claim it alludes to claims she made against him during their 2016 divorce. Heard is suing Depp for $100 million in retaliation. Although the former couple would have to wait almost 2 years for the trial to arrive around both lawsuits, they had a previous one with third parties a few days later. That came September 2020, when both had to face each other in a trial in London that pitted the actor against the Sun newspaper, which described him as a wife-beater. Depp lost the case against the newspaper when the judge noted that the sentence was substantially true, although the statement can be understood as a protection for freedom of expression and the credibility that can and should also be given to Heard's accusations. The trial did not prove such mistreatment, only that it was not unreasonable for a newspaper to say so based on the accusations against him. Johnny Depp and his lawyers announced that they would appeal the baffling ruling. However, this ruling made Warner join Disney and also decide to do without Johnny Depp as Grindelwald in the Fantastic Beasts saga. After all, if this trial showed anything, it's that Heard's accusations are not so easy to refute by Depp's defense. Added to this, there is other unfinished business with Ms. Heard. According to a fresh story published Thursday, January 7th by the Daily Mail, Depp's attorneys want to use the allegation as part of their efforts to appeal the British High Court judge Andrew Nickol's verdict in Depp's defamation case against The Sun. In that case, Nichols sided with The Sun, writing in his judgment, her $7 million donations to charity is hardly the act of a gold digger. The Aquaman actress's attorney, Elaine Bridehoft, confirmed to E! News that her client has yet to fulfill her $7 million pledge to the Children's Hospital of Los Angeles and the American Civil Liberties Union, claiming financial difficulties. Amber has already been responsible for 7 figures in donations to charitable causes and intends to continue to contribute and eventually fulfill her pledge, Bridehoft explains.
As of today, you have not paid $3.5 million of your own money to the ACLU. Yes or no?
I have not yet.
However, Amber has been delayed in that goal because Mr. Depp filed a lawsuit against her, and consequently, she has been forced to spend millions of dollars defending Mr. Depp's false accusations against her. In a statement to E! News, a Children's Hospital of Los Angeles spokesperson said, due to circumstances of the litigation, CHLA is legally precluded from sharing details about the case publicly. The ACLU did not return requests for comment.
And as of today, you have not paid $3.5 million of your own money to the Children's Hospital of Los Angeles, correct?
I have not yet. Johnny sued me.
So as of today, you have not donated, paid $7 million of your divorce settlement to charity, right?
I have not been able to fulfill those obligations yet.
I don't know about you, but I think Amber's face seems to say that she's very upset with Johnny's lawyer. And here comes more.
You had all of the $7 million for 13 months before Mr. Depp sued you, and you chose not to pay it to the charities you pledged it to. Is that correct, Ms.
I
Heard?
disagree with your characterization of that.
With all the shady statements, the testimony from her psychologist, and these trick questions from Johnny's attorneys, it seems that Amber Heard does not have a winning way out of this trial. So tell us your opinion. Do you think Amber is innocent? Which team are you on, Amber Heard's or Johnny Depp's? Who do you think will win the trial? Do not miss any of the details of the next videos and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss new news from your favorite celebrities. See you in the next video.